YouTube? It's your boy Above Average Cody. Finally getting around to talking all about the new weapon in Halo Infinite, the MA5K, which is basically the new SMG added to Halo Infinite. Today for you guys, I have my test subjects here ready to go in training mode, and we're going to cover the good, the bad, and the ugly, at least from my point of view, with this weapon being added to the game. And before I get into any of that stuff, guys, I want to show you the similarities between the assault rifle and this new MA5K Avenger here. And what I'll first show you is the reticle. The reticle just, it barely changes. If you guys did not know, they actually share the same animations. There's the assault rifle animation. There is the Avenger animation, the MA5K, the mask. I don't know what the cool kids are calling it now. And then I'll just briefly show you guys the recoil pattern. Starts kind of tight. Gets a little bit wider as you get up towards the top of the recoil onto the MA5K. Although it has a lot more vertical recoil, you can see starts kind of tight and starts to get a little wider as you go. And then visually, I suppose it kind of just looks like the AR, especially size-wise with maybe the AR and the BR had a baby here. So just to kind of show you guys the similarities, because that's going to affect a lot of the good and the bad that I discussed in this video. Now let's dive right into the good here, guys. First off, the gun sounds really good. You know, the AR always been kind of underwhelming to me on Halo Infinite, but the SMG here, the MA5K, it sounds pretty good. And on that 60-round mag, man, if you are really dumping it into the enemy, it sounds pretty good. So I do like the sounds of it. On top of that, guys, it's a new gun. I mean, I just got to get that out of the way. Although it is a little underwhelming with the similarities to the assault rifle, I am just really happy to honestly have a new weapon altogether. Now, into the actual gunplay, guys, this thing kind of shreds at close range. You'll just see how quickly you can get a kill with it as I pummel some of my test subjects here. And if you have even some very basic recoil, like if you're just pulling down on the right stick a little bit, it really doesn't take much to control the recoil, and you can make this thing shoot pretty much like a laser beam. And the bullets stay pretty well contained without too much bloom as long as you're recoil controlling. You can even just do the little like tap fire like that, as you were probably already doing with the AR and the AR bloom, guys, and it leads to a lot of damage being put out, which is really the good thing, at least up close, which we'll cover that in the next section here, guys. Next up, the gun is added in training mode, and that's pretty much the only place it's added, so I will put that in the good section. And then finally, it pretty much renders the assault rifle useless. They did give the assault rifle the buff where you can get some pretty quick kills with it, especially if you're running at the enemy like that. Mag dumping, which is really where the assault rifle has always really shined and shown its true colors in multiplayer. And but that's I just put that in the good section because the guns are just so similar that I think it's kind of like a slightly better AR. So now let's get on to the bad things about the MA5K, guys. And first off, it is pretty much useless at medium range and beyond, because it does almost nothing. And this fella's in like a really bad area here. But I showed you guys how easy it is to pump damage, like, really up close. You know, if you're sliding a corner, you know, you got somebody sitting there waiting. It's also very easy to miss. Now, I'll just show you, aiming kind of high here. We've got our 60-round mag, and I'll do my best to be accurate here. You can see how long it can take to get that kill, and we actually used the entire 60-round mag there, and that was not a very high distance by any means here. And I'll show you the same thing here. I'll even give a little ADS there. It took us all but 17 bullets in the magazine to get that kill. So if you are past, like, maybe what I'd call 10 meters, this thing isn't exactly... And if you start jumping around or something, losing some of that aim assist, the thing's not exactly a powerful weapon by any means. So that's really the top of the bad. Next up, it has a lot of recoil. If you're not very good at recoil controlling, or you're not used to recoil controlling, you're going to have to tap fire it. And if you're going to be tap firing this SMG, which shoots really fast, you're not really giving yourself that much of an advantage. So I'll put it in the bad category that has a lot of recoil. I'll just shoot right next to him here. If I just, actually, I'll just put it on him because I probably won't even kill him. If I just take my hand completely off, like the right stick, and this is my left hand, obviously, I'm just going to hold the right trigger down. you're not getting any kills. You have to recoil control or you have to tap fire, but if you are tap firing, I think you are losing some of the advantage of how fast this gun shoots. So I'm going to put the recoil in the bad category, but it is an SMG that shoots fast, and that usually comes with a lot of recoil. Now, next up for the bad guys, it's basically an improved assault rifle, and I'm also putting that in the bad category because why? The AR, I feel like, at least in ranked in the HCS, it didn't really have much of a place except for a last-ditch mag dump weapon. So why do we have another close-range mag dump weapon? And this leads to the next thing I put in the bad category, guys, and that's that I don't know what place this has in the sandbox. I mean, it doesn't really do anything special. I'm not getting a speed boost out of it. It's kind of like an AR with more recoil and a larger mag. It almost feels like they just reworked the assault rifle and gave it to us as a new weapon. That's not me trying to hate on it. It's just I genuinely I just don't really see a spot for it in the sandbox unless you were to use it to replace the assault rifle. And the last thing I have in the bad category, guys, is that this weapon is not in weapon drills. It is not in anything, really, except for this training mode, which I was actually surprised to see it in training mode, which is a smooth transition into the ugly here, guys, and that is that there is zero customization for this weapon whatsoever. And I realize beggars can't be choosers here, but it is only gray, and it only looks like this, and it's not that visually appealing, guys, when I can do this to the assault rifle, or anything to the assault rifle, frankly. So the gun is not in weapons bench at all. You can't put a charm on it. You cannot do a single thing to this gun, and I think that is pretty ugly. I'll also once again mention that they have the same exact animations. I understand there's a lot of background reasons as to why they did that, and I'll take some time to discuss that in a second. But I think that's just kind of like, I don't know, it's a little bit of a letdown for me. I understand they are very similar, but the same exact animation, like, come on, man. And finally, guys, maybe it's an unpopular take here. I just don't think it looks good. It literally looks like a BR and an assault rifle literally had a child. I mean, it definitely looks more like the assault rifle, but it has the little BR aesthetic at the top there, and I just don't think it looks good. I'll be honest with you guys. But to my understanding, adding a new weapon to this game at this point was kind of just like, they kind of just threw something together to make it happen with this weapon, because they are definitely working on more projects. And I don't think it was that easy to just pull something and bring it over. I saw a lot of comments on Reddit of people talking about why didn't they just take guns from Halo 5 and just slide them over, but that's obviously a question we don't have answers to. But a lot of different circumstances lead to, here's a new weapon that is built off the AR model, and maybe I'm just kind of being taking like a simple like window outside looking in type look at it, and I see it as being too similar to the AR, or more like a reworked AR. Maybe there's a lot more to it. Maybe Halo has a lot more plans than I can visibly see with it. But I really just see it as a really fast-killing assault rifle with a larger mag, and maybe that's a really basic take, but that's literally how it's feeling, especially from gameplay. I also think it's kind of silly that they put it as the starting weapon in, and there you go, that's a perfect example of the recoil and some of the bloom there. But they made it the starting weapon in the Delta Arena playlist, where it's just horrendous at range, and there's a lot of ranged fights that want to happen on a lot of those maps, so you find yourself picking up weapons in the sandbox so much more. But guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover with the MA5K. It is not in ranked or anything like that. I do not know if it will be added to ranked. I do not know when it will be added to ranked, and I don't even know what the plan for this thing is. If you guys think you have a good idea, please let me know. But the thing is just so similar to the assault rifle. There's only so much I can say about it. But I will say I like it more than the assault rifle, if not for how fast it shoots and the larger mag. It just sounds so much better than the assault rifle that we're all used to. But guys, that's pretty much everything I want to cover on the MA5K. The good, the bad, the ugly, and above all else, guys, I'm just happy to have something new in the game. But guys, subscribe to the channel. A lot of Halo Infinite content here for you guys. Been doing a lot of BO6 grinding too. We're working on the Dark Matter. We have 20 weapons done out of 33. So there's definitely something here for everybody. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Leave a like on the video. Pretty please leave a comment. Share all your thoughts on the new MA5K Avenger. And tell me if you're calling it the Mask, the Avenger, or just the MA5K, which is kind of becoming a mouthful here. And then finally, guys, channel memberships and super thanks if you'd like to support monetarily. It helps me a lot as a content creator, but pretty please do not feel like you have to. But alrighty, guys, that does it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video, guys.